So full moon in Aquarius in the house of Leo that happened 2 days ago. So you are feeling this intensity. There's this immense emotional awareness to capturing what is really going on with you and what no longer is fitting in your house of houses. So Moon in Me raises your awareness to simply how you're feeling through these lunar cycles. The lunar cycle represents the moon aspect of you, which is your emotions. So as you are in these cycles and in the cycle right now where the moon is calling you, okay, to let go of a truth. It's for you to let go of something that you might have believed in or that you have been holding on emotionally for the longest time, but it's no longer your truth. So how do we get to this information? And how can you get to know more of who you are and who you're being, and just understanding just a little bit more that really truly reconnects you and lines you up, right? So the full moon in Aquarius means that the I am thread that we share on Moon in Me, and that you can find the information in the notebook, is all about this I am presence of I universalize. And this is a very, very big one because the lineup of planets that are coming in are unfolding as we are progressing through our own understanding of our own creative power, right? Your personal power comes from you being creatively tuned into your thoughts, your feelings, and what you're creating on a day-to-day basis. Your creations lining up with your destiny, or they are shooting off onto another branch of your tree of life, right? So our universalize symbolizes the water bearer, and the water bearer is simply clearing up the waters of your emotional truths. It's like, what truths are you carrying right now that you know they are in the past? And that is where this impactful energy is coming from. It's this sense of not urgency, but the sense of inspired intensity and action, because truthfully what's going on right now in the cosmic dance between the planets and Pluto and Venus and Mars and all these lineup of planets that are showing up right now in this full moon in Aquarius is saying, okay, a new era has begun and you're about to seed this new page, this new beginning, but you have to have this new truth as well. You can't go and do all of this while still hanging on to these emotional barriers or these segments of consciousness that are dragging you emotionally from either, and we can go into the framework of how you're really feeling at home. Okay, or how you're really feeling, how you're creating, or how you're feeling with your relationships, or how are you feeling really with where you are, and are you allowing yourself to move forward? All right, so that's a big one, because a lot of people go like this, okay, Vanda, here I am, and it's a full moon again, and I've already done all this emotional work. I'm like, okay. So if you've done the emotional work, and if you have forgiven, and if you have released, and if you have moved on, are your thoughts reflecting that? Are your conversations reflecting that? Are your emotions, okay, reflecting this new belief that things have changed? Or are things still inside your own world, okay, churning? Are they just like revolving? Are you trying to walk through it? Are you overstepping it? And these are big ones, because what requires here is this fire that is in the house of Leo, okay, for you to be understanding that, okay, for a new truth to come in, I've got to let go of something. What is it that you're letting go, okay, that no longer fits you, no longer serves you, no longer defines you, no longer serves the status quo, no longer inhabits your patterns of habitual continuancy, right? And what that means, very simple, is, are you doing the same things that you did yesterday? And if you are you doing them, okay, in a space that you're no longer attached, okay, to that outcome? Because that's a form of release as well. So there's so much going on here, and with the opportunity with Lionsgate, and this is what's happening with a little bit, and I'll do a separate video with Lionsgate, but what you want to pay attention with this full moon is that Lionsgate is a portal that's already open. The peak of Lionsgate is on the 8th of the 8th, okay? It's the peak. It's the highest point of that vibrational portal where you are allowing this vibrational lineup and frequency to you, understanding that you truly are the creator of your life, right? So Moonini raises your awareness and teaches you and impacts you, okay, by awareness and self-awareness and questions that go, all right, how am I feeling? Because it's in the feeler that the thought is observed, acknowledged, and that is where that thought is able to be either released or it's going to rebirth. And this is a big, big, big rebirth time, right? Because your symbols are there, the numerology is there, the continuation of life is always there. It's an infinite, abundant space for you to manifest truly what you've come to create. But when you're not lined up with your truth, or you are not lined up with your emotional support, then you've got these flares in your lower mind, okay, that are resistant, or that are doubtful, or that are skeptical, or that are still angry, or that are still hurt, or you might unconsciously be carrying still these wounds of experiences that are banked in your memory bank, and because they trigger a resonance to be released, you're getting confused with when these cycles come up, when the wave comes back in, it's telling you, okay, time to let go. That means that it's just passing through you. So those rays of light are like discernment is a big one, so that you can recognize that this is something from the past and it's just passing through. It's like a cloud, right? So it's like you seeing a black cloud over you, or a gray cloud, and you go, oh my goodness, and you start having this whole emotional meltdown that this stormy cloud is crossing over your path. How about just don't look up? Just stay focused and know that you are creating and putting seeds out there in your own emotional bank for new beginnings. If you keep on looking at the storms and being afraid of the storms and throwing tantrums or being fearful or reacting to the mind's memory, and that's the play of ego, where Lionsgate comes in, because it's to subdue the ego mind, okay? It's to subdue the psychic interruptions, to subdue the storm, so that you're able to be in the presence of that space where that figure 8 crosses. And you're now giving yourself enough of a poise. And poise is just, you are not reacting, you're not responding, you're pausing. You're taking a step in within yourself and you're breathing. And you are reaffirming, I'm going to rejuvenate myself into the state of being, and I'm going to release this space that keeps on bringing me into these past emotional spaces, okay, that trigger me into despair or anxiety or stress or, fear-based modes that are kind of triggering you by a delusional space between you and your mind, right? So I purposely did a little bit of a drawback with Moon and Me this month, or this full moon cycle, because we are letting go of doing Moon and Me and reading Moon and Me 2, 3 days, 4 days, a week later. We're going to get into a rhythm pattern. We are going to get into a support network, because every 2 weeks, it's kind of, what do I need to do now? It's not what you're going to do now. It's who are you being, okay, when that now shows up. You can only be present to the state of your emotional capacity. That's what's happening. People are not being present because they're getting pulled. And I know that more than anything else. You need a refinement, which is another ray of light, to come in so that you're able to be supported. So keeping it very simple, because I'm going to give you another video tomorrow, okay, with regards to Lionsgate, for you to prepare yourself for what's coming. You have to be presently aware of how you're feeling, because you're not in the same space that you were yesterday or last week or the week before or the year before. And a lot of our understanding comes from our experiences. And these experiences have a decoding, okay, in your own agreement of your own evolution. Not every experience has to be banked, even though it's recorded, but not every experience has as a severe meaning for you. You are the one that needs to recognize, okay, what's important. It's like me saying to you, okay, I'm never going to log on to, I don't know, like, I'm never going to hear this other song again. And I'm like, which song? The song that's playing. And I'm like, okay. But now, if that song was created by somebody that was dependent on needing me to like that song, it would be different, right? So it would be like me saying, well, I'm never going to listen to your song again. And you're going to take it personally. And you go, why not? I said, because I'm just not. And you would go, but why aren't you? And it's your emotional attachment to why I'm not listening to your song. And that is pretty much what's going on now, why people are getting distorted and not really realizing that it's time for this era that's coming in is calling you to be in tune with your own songs, your own rhythm, your own voice, understanding how's your voice, how's your pitch, what are you saying, how are you saying it, what's the rhythm of it? Are you in tune with where you are? What are you saying in the morning? What are you saying at night? These are basically the universal, the universal threads that are going on that are prompting us, not just you and me, everybody. This is a universal, global, spiritual awakening. Everybody's going through into this passageway. You're going to have to cross over the bridge. And you can either go through the bridge and if you don't believe in crossing over the bridge, it all depends where your beliefs are, you're going to see some people going to go, you know what? I don't want to cross over the bridge. I'm going to swim. Or I'm going to try and, fly. Or I'm going to try and, just do it in another way. Because that's where you are. You've got to pay attention where you are emotionally right now with your truth. And your truth can only come from you sitting with yourself and saying, okay, what is my truth right now as I go into the spiritual time that comes every year? Okay, on the 8th of the 8th. Comes every year because it's a stargate alignment. It's a stargate alignment, and the star is actually the star of Sirius. And Sirius is saying, you are the creator of your life. you're creating. And that's where the portal opens up. Now, it's not open up just tomorrow, it's already opened. And if you go to the older texts, there is those 3 months, which is in Capricorn and Cancer and Leo, where the veils are very, 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 very thin, so that you can receive your light. So in short, I want to let you know is what you are holding as your truth, does it carry your light? Does it serve you? Does it support you? Are you doing it because it's something you've always done and you just feel you have to? And if you feel you have to, then have discernment why you would have to. Is it really to support yourself because you haven't been supporting yourself and you haven't been really aware, and you've been allowing things to happen that are not congruent to you? Okay? And that's the opportunity that's so vital, because it's in this full moon that you bring in this new belief, right? That sets you in alignment, okay? Then to go release those emotional spaces that you're going to find by just doing and allowing yourself to bring yourself into a new belief that is supporting your higher truth of who you are. Maybe feeling unworthy, but that's not your truth. Your truth is that you are worthy. So you have to let go of something. Maybe you're feeling lack, and the truth is that that's a belief system, and probably from multiple experiences that have just been going on and going on and going on and going on, right? Because this is a time that awakens you to your creator energy, and your creator energy is to create relationships that are filled with love, to create abundance that bring you financial prosperity, that create wealth, that put you in situations of health, wealth, knowing, wisdom, evolution, elevation, all these things. If that's not what you're feeling, then you're carrying a truth that is no longer supporting you. This is that full moon in the house of Leo that calls you to say, choose. Are you going to rebirth the past, or are you going to give yourself an opportunity to birth yourself into rejuvenating an aspect of yourself that requires you to be truthful and connected to something about you that brings on this new era of possibility that is truly divinely inspired to go create the magnificent destiny that awaits you. Okay? Moon and me, stay tuned.
Somebody asked for you to roar for Lionsgate.
To roar?
For Lionsgate. Was it text? Brave.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just came up.
Oh, roar.